Zoom. The people that I'm interviewing are incredible, and they are just constantly enrolling. I'm constantly seeing them in eSuite, and so yeah, I'm just so excited. We can go ahead and get started. Cassie, do you want to start first and just kind of tell everybody your story?
Hey guys, so for those of you that do not know me, my name is Cassie. I started back in November. I had no clue what I was doing when I started. I did not even know that anything like this even existed. And the term ignorance on fire, I was literally ignorance on fire because I had no clue what I was doing. But the funny thing is, literally the week before this fell into my lap, because this business literally fell into my lap, I had told my husband that I was going back to nursing school because I just wanted more time with my kids. It was not about money. It was just so I could work like some 12-hour shifts and have, 4 days at home with my kids instead of 2. And then this business fell into my lap, and it totally changed everything for me because 7 months or almost 8 months now into it, I'm looking at in a couple months being at home full time with my kids. So it has just changed my life so much. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity that has given me. And so that's kind of my little story and how I started in this business.
I love that so much. You are doing so good, and I cannot wait until you retire because it's going to be so soon. Jackie, if you want to go next.
Okay, perfect. So hi, everybody. My name's Jackie Edwards, and I've been a part of It Works since March, so not very long. I'm married. I have a son who's 2 and a little girl who is on the way in September, so really exciting. This past year, I've been able to stay at home with Elliot. My husband's a pastor, and before that, I was a kindergarten teacher. But just like most families, we never really had a comfortable month. We were always kind of struggling on just how are we going to make things like the finances meet. But because God is so good, we did have things met, but it was just always a financial struggle, always a financial weight, always never had anything extra. And so I'd been praying for a really long time for an opportunity, and I just realized it finally clicked that it had been on my newsfeed for so long. I followed Brittany for pretty much a lot of her journey, and I finally reached out to her, and I'm so happy that I did. It's just been such a blessing, and I've been able to grow in ways I never thought I would be able to grow, and I've been able to help pay for bills. And so I'm just so excited to be a part of this team and to be a part of It Works, and I cannot wait to see where this journey continues to take my family.
Yes, I couldn't agree with that anymore. You are doing so well, and I have heard so much about you that I just know that you're going to go to the top. So happy for you. Monique, if you want to go next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Monique Young. I actually started watching Brittany probably about 6 months before I actually started. I started in August of 2018. I was actually at the time recovering from breast cancer, where I was in the midst of chemo, radiation, somewhere around there. And I had been watching her, and before getting sick, I was actually working 2 jobs. I was working at a hospital on call basis, and then I had a job that I was working my regular 9 to 5. And I knew that I could not do that anymore after going through what I went through, and I didn't want to. And medical bills were just pouring in, and I was doing pretty good taking care of them, but I knew that it was going to be a very, very long time expense. So I reached out to her, and I prayed about it. I reached out to her because I have to admit I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't feel like I had the experience. I had that I'm not a salesperson attitude, and it's been nothing but a blessing ever since. like I said, I joined in August, February. I joined in August of 18. November, I went Ruby. February, I went Diamond. And it's been nothing but a blessing for me and my family ever since I joined.
I love your story so much because you have went through so much, and I think that has just made you a better person in this business, and God is taking you every step of the way, even through your journey and now. So it's truly inspirational. So I didn't even say who I was in the beginning. I'm Catherine. I'm a double diamond leader with this team. I've been in the business around 2 years. And when I first joined, I was a newlywed. And we had bills piling up left and right. We had renovated my grandparents' house, and so all of those bills were piling in. And so I joined just to have those extra few $100s a month to pay off these bills. And quickly into our marriage, we kind of we knew sort of about our infertility. I had issues on my end that I knew about. And so several months into our marriage, we started seeing about it, and we're still on the journey 2 years later. And so It Works has done so much just for our infertility journey. It's paid for everything, whatever happens, at this point in the process. I know that this business will cover every bit of it. My insurance won't, my full-time nursing career won't. But this business will, and that just blows my mind because I never thought a business, an MLM, I guess I should say, would ever pay for something like this. But it has been more of a blessing than we even thought was possible. And that just shows you, when you join, your reasoning could be whatever, your why, but it can change. It can change in a matter of hours. It can change in a matter of months. But as long as you stay on the right path and keep trusting God, He will get you through the hardest times, the easiest times. You just keep going and keep trusting Him. So I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And all of you on here watching, I'm just so proud of each of you. Okay, so back to Cassie. I want you to tell me 3 tips to how you consistently enroll each month.
Okay, so my first tip, and you'll have to forgive me, I look awful. I've been battling a migraine today. So my first tip is to be very intentional with your work, with what you do. And that's what I do because I'm a very, very busy person. I work full time. I have 2 kids, a 16-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. So they both crave a lot of my attention for different reasons. My daughter, because she's 16 and I don't know why, but most 16-year-olds do not want to be with their moms. She does. She craves a lot of my attention, and so does my 2-year-old. So I am very, very busy with that, with work, with my husband. So I'm very intentional with my time. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I get ready for work. And I'm on a Zoom at 5 with with some of my girls. So I do an hour of work every morning. On my lunch, I'm working. And then when I come home, I play with my kids. Once I put Elijah to bed, I do another hour of work. So I'm just very, very intentional with what I do during my day. And that is what has kept me so consistent with enrolling. That I am consistent, with that. I'm very intentional. So you have to be intentional with your time, especially if you're like me and you're working, or if you have kids, whatever you're doing, you just have to be intentional with your time. The second thing that I have to say is I'm very persistent with my follow-ups. So I will follow up within 24 hours of making that initial contact with that customer or with that potential. So if they do not respond back to me 24 hours from that time, I am reaching back out to them and I'm just saying something like, hey, Kay, is this something you're interested in? If she says not right now or in 2 weeks, I'm writing them down. And at that point, I will ask her even to do a host to post for me. So, you know, I'm not only reaching out to them to do a follow-up, but if they say no, not right now, then I'm asking them to do a host to post for me. So, you know, I'm getting two things out of that. I'm getting a potential customer, but I'm also getting a host to post out there to get me more potential customers. So that's something else that I do that I feel like has really helped me along in this business as well. So my third thing is mindset. So my mindset was so bad going into this business, and I had no clue even what self-development was. I heard Brittany talk about it all the time, Claire talk about it, but I had no clue. I'm like, I don't understand why they're talking about self-development so much. Like, what does it have to do with this business? But I remember a point in my business that I thought, you know, if a customer told me they were going to cancel their auto shipment, you know, I thought it was like the end of my business. Like, I'm going under. And it was that month that I started doing self-development. Brittany had put out some books, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to go out and read one of the books she put out. So I started doing that. Well, then I started watching Zooms. Like, I had a Zoom plan. Like, when I got up at 4, I would start watching Zooms between 4 and 5 while I'm getting ready for work. Or not Zooms, but, you know, YouTube channels, whatever people had out there. So I was watching that between 4 and 5 while I'm getting ready for work and to go on the power hour with my girls. So, or to do the power hour by myself, whichever it was. So I started doing that, and I just started seeing a shift in my business. And that's actually the month that I ended up going diamond. And ever since then, I have never stopped doing that. I have read more books this year in 2019 that I've read in my entire life, because I'm not a reader. Like, I hate to read, but I have learned to love it because of what it's done for me and what it's done for my mind and the way that it's changed my business. So I'm just so thankful that you teach mindset, that, you know, they put it out there for us, because it is huge. So I would encourage each one of you to get your mindset right, to get those books read that Brittany puts out there, that we put out there for you guys, you know, that you just do your self-development, because it will change your business. I know it has mine, and I will never stop doing it. So those are the 3 things that I would encourage each of you to do. That's what has helped my business. That's what I do on a daily basis. And of course, I do my 6 list and everything else that we're taught to do. But those are the 3 things that I feel like have really changed my business and brought me to where I am today.
Yes, I love that so much. And it's so true. You are on top of all 3 of those things every single day. And it shows in your enrollments. It shows, you know, where you are in this business. And the mindset is huge. If you are doing your self-development, your mind is growing, and you have more room to, you know, spread that to other people and just really, really grow larger than you have ever thought you could ever do. So I love that you hit on that. Okay, Jackie. Okay, Monique, if you want to go, I don't know if she got cut off maybe.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone called me, so I guess it muted it. But one of my tips too is also consistently following up. It's just been really, really, really helpful for me. So throughout the week, as I'm talking to potentials, whether that's distributors or customers, I'm putting their name down, and I'm putting down, you know, what they're interested in. That way, if I write it down right away, they won't slip through the cracks. Because I noticed when I wasn't doing that, I'm like, go back through, I'm like, wow, I just missed 5 people. So I'm always writing it down, and then every single Friday, follow-up Friday, and I voice message them, no matter what, even if they haven't listened to my last messages and just looked at them, I still voice message them or message them. So I think that's one of the things I've had to be like really bold, and kind of, I'm always worried about what people are going to think, or they're going to think I'm annoying, but I have to remember that they reached out to me. They either commented on my host to post, or they commented on my, whatever picture I posted. So they were interested. And I've found that so many of them are like, girl, thank you so much for reaching out to me so many times. Like, I've been so busy. And so I have so many that come back to me and are so appreciative of how consistent I was in following up. And I've gotten a lot of customers that way. And then my second tip is learning about our products, what they can do for you, and also using the products. When I first started, I hadn't really tried anything, and so I was like really nervous talking about them, and I wasn't as confident. But this last month, just like learning all the products and how they work, I was talking to this lady, and she was like, wow, you are so knowledgeable. And I was like, well, thanks. And then her order was 256 volume. And I was like, wow. So just being confident when you're talking to whoever you're talking to is really, really important. I've noticed the more confident I've gotten, the more customers I've gotten. And yeah, so that leads me to my third tip. My third one is host-to-posts. These are my jam. I was like so intimidated by them at first, and it was just kind of seemed scary. I'm like, I don't know. But I, like, for example, this month, Brittany went and took a cute picture at Target. So I was like, I'm going to go do that. So I embarrassed my husband and made him take a picture of me at Target and posted it for the giveaway. And I had 54 comments on it. And out of those 54, pretty much all of them except maybe 10 did a host-to-post for me. And my messages right now are blowing up. It's just been really exciting. And one of them that blew up was my business opportunity post. I had 34 comments of girls interested and getting more information. And so that made me just like so pumped and excited. And then talking to all of them, now I feel more comfortable telling my story and answering the questions. So just getting your feet wet and doing those host-to-posts, it's like life-changing. You're reaching a network that you can't reach alone on your page. Of course, you're adding to your network every day, but man, like you're reaching an entire other network. So yeah, so those three things have been really, really helpful for me.
Yes, I love that. And I love that you said host-to-post, because that is seriously gold. It has worked so well for me. That's how I got so many customers, is whenever I am consistent with my host-to-post, they blow up. And it's insane how many more people that you would have never even met, never known, never even knew needed these products or this business, but you're reaching them just by doing that. And it's also like how you said, it's getting your feet wet. So the more people that you're talking to and messaging, it's going to become second nature, and just like that, just because you're doing it so much. So those are great. Monique, are you ready?
Yes. Okay, my first tip would be to find a product that you can use and share your own results with it. Because for me, like my favorite product, you'll probably see me post about hair, skin, and nails more than anything. I mean, I post about the coffee because I'm a coffee drinker, but hair, skin, and nails is like my favorite product because I used it to help fill in some hair. When I was growing my hair back, it wasn't coming back. I had a couple of bald areas, and I started using hair, skin, and nails, and it started filling in. And so that is like my go-to product, because I'm one of those people, I'm kind of like, you can't promote something that you won't use yourself. So if you latch on to a product and you're using it consistently and you can share your own results, you can talk about that product to anybody, anytime. And it sounds very sincere because you're using it yourself. I mean, you can post before and afters all day long, but if you're not using those products and getting your own type of results and you know how they work, then it's harder to kind of talk about them when someone's asking you so many questions about it. So that would be my first tip. I mean, I post about all the products just about, but I really key in on one of them because that's the one that I'm using more consistently. And I drink the coffee every day, but I'm not in a position where I'm actually losing weight because I'm just getting to the point that I can taste food. So I eat a lot of sweets. So it's not helping. So so that's not one of my favorite things right now. But so that's my first tip. The next tip is actually I latched on to this when we did our first accountability month, and it's to have the 6 list, the list that you go by every day for posting, doing your host a post, talking to people on Facebook, getting that interactive going on your social media platforms. I use that. And it also helps me to keep my day organized because I am working full time. I'm working from home, but I'm working full time. And so that 6 list keeps me in a certain pattern so that I'm posting at a certain time. I'm on a schedule, and I'm not just going a whole day and forgetting about, oh, I didn't post. Oh, I didn't reach out to this person, or I'm not interacting with people on Facebook, you know. So that 6 list keeps me kind of organized, and it keeps me on a schedule. And the third thing is samples. I like to send people samples. I like to buy a lot of product towards the end of the month. So the next month, when I'm trying to get people to sign up, I'm something free. I'm like, if you buy hair, skin, and nails, I'll send you fat fighters for free. Or if you do, I might send you chocolate rings for free. I always offer something for free. And I mean, everybody don't have the money to put out, you know, to buy product. But I mean, if you can just buy an extra product a month and set it to the side or something like that, that you can actually, something that you can send samples out. It could be greens to go, something like that, where you can maybe send 5 single servings of it or something if they order your coffee, or even the collagen. I ain't sharing my collagen. But I'm just saying, if they ordered the hair, skin, and nails, collagen would be a good thing to send with that. So that's my third thing that I do is I like to sit out. I sell samples like 5 for $20, but I also like to send them free because it's getting people to use the products that they're skeptical about buying. And if they like it, they're going to come back and order. And I just follow up with them. So
That is so good. I love how you said you're not sharing your collagen. I completely agree. I swear by that stuff. But those are all really good tips. And also, you know, if you have those extra products, you can do like it towards the end of the month when you need those 5 customers or whatever, do a giveaway product. There's so many ways that you can use those extra products as samples or a giveaway or whatever, because like you said, once they get their hands on it, they're going to buy it because they're going to fall in love. So those are all really, really good. So another thing, Cassie, what is one struggle that you've had to overcome in this business? Maybe it made you stronger, or maybe it just, you know, taught you something that you didn't know before.
Well, I guess I kind of hit on it earlier because that would be my mindset. You know, it was a struggle for me. It's something I had to overcome. And I did overcome it. So, you know, for anyone out there that is struggling, that you feel like you can't overcome stuff, I am here to tell you that you can overcome it because I did, and I'm a different person today because of it. So another thing that I can say, it's not a struggle, but I can say just, you know, give yourself grace in this business because it's a learning process and your mindset is so key. So just make sure you're giving yourself grace, and just remember that we all go through seasons in this business. And when you go through a dry season, that you're just planting those seeds and you're going to reap that harvest. So just keep planting those seeds and just keep being consistent, keep doing what you're doing, and you will reap the harvest. So that's just kind of my little tip for the night.
1,000 times yes. We can get so discouraged and so caught up on, well, why am I not signing LCs this month? Why have I not signed an LC today? But if you are messaging, if you were doing those 6 lists, you were planting seeds left and right. And when those seeds blossom, you are going to be amazed at how much you're going to bring in and how many lives you're going to change just by being consistent and doing what you know you need to do to be successful in this business. Stay on track, with your self-development, growing your mind. Those two things are so huge, and you really, without the self-development, you cannot make this business. You just can't, because we're constantly learning and we're constantly growing, and you have to grow with everyone or you're going to be behind. So I love that, Cassie. Jackie.
Mine is honestly the same as Cassie, like something that yeah, okay, good, I'm on. I was like, I don't see that it's muted. Okay. But something that's just been hard for myself is honestly just believing in myself, believing that I can do it, and giving myself that confidence. Like, it's so easy for me to sit and compare, like, wow, it's taking me longer than it took so-and-so to get here. Or I'm worried about what friends and family are going to think about me joining this business, and then thinking like, man, you're just another person posting polls in your Instagram story. It just, all of those insecurities can creep in. And so self-development for me has also just been huge. Like, I never took the time for myself to just sit and develop myself. And so that's why I said that this business is helping me grow in ways I never thought I could grow, because I'm spending like 30 minutes every day just pouring into positive thinking and making sure that my cup is filled, making sure that I'm in the word. And I read Girl Stop Apologizing. Like, seriously amazing. If you haven't read it yet, you should. And so just making sure that you're constantly putting positive people around you and keeping that mindset great, just piggybacking off of what Cassie said. But yeah, I think that's been my biggest struggle. I can tell when I haven't done self-development because those insecurities start to like creep back in. But yeah, so self-development's just been huge for me.
Yeah, and like you said, this is not a sprint. This is not a race. You each will, go at your own pace. It could take you a month to go Ruby. It could take you a year to go Ruby. But as long as you are staying in the game, you are focused, you are giving your business over to God, and you are doing the things that you need to do, you will get to the top. If you think about, with whatever job you're doing now, how many years would it take you to make 6 figures? How many years would it take you to retire yourself or retire your husband? It would take you till you're 80 years old. And so with this business, it gives you the opportunity to do that now. If it took you 6 years to get to ambassador, 6 years to make 6 figures, that's nothing. In the grand scheme of things, that is nothing. So do not give up. Keep your mind where it needs to be, and just keep walking, running, whatever your pace is. Keep going. Don't give up. Okay, Monique.
I think I have to agree with them as far as the self-development is concerned. I know another thing that I've kind of struggled with too is because I'm always trying to reach people, and I try not to discriminate or judge that kind of thing. So I had to get a little tough with this business, because even with family members, just negative feet, that negative energy, people always calling me with their problems, and just those negative posts, and it's from family members, and it's like I can't stay focused if I'm seeing all that. So I had to kind of like weed out some people. I had to just shut it off. You can love people from a distance, even family members. Sometimes, if they're pulling too much away from you in a negative way, then you have to cut it off somehow. And you don't have to be mean to do it. You just have to love yourself more and be more focused on what you have going on and what you're trying to do, because like you said, in a normal 9-to-5 job, you can't retire as quick as you can in this business. I've seen it, I've heard it. I've been watching it, and I know for me, I have no intentions on working a 9 to 5 forever. I don't. I mean, it's just too hard on me right now. I need to be in a comfort, in a situation where I'm comfortable when I'm working. I'm not saying I don't want to work, but I don't want to work for nobody else. I want to work on my own time in the comfort of my own home, and whenever I want to work, wherever I want to work. And I mean, and that's my goal. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep running with it until I get it. And I'm not giving up. And you just have to have that positive type of energy around you to accomplish that. If, I mean, I've been told, that stuff you ain't going to get that kind of money. You're not going, I mean, I've heard all those negative things, and I just have to stop it. I just have to shut it off right there. If you don't have nothing positive to say about what I'm doing or where I'm going, then let's not talk about it. Let's not talk. So you have to be stern.
Yes, that is so true, because even the people that are closest to us can bring us down in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. And you cannot let that happen, because you know why you started, and you know why God placed you in this business when he did and why he did. Mm-hmm. And you have to keep that in the front of your mind, that he would not place you here if it wasn't meant for you to be here. And toxic people, they just need to stay as far away as they can. You can be friends with them. If it's your family, you don't want to disown your family, but you keep them at a distance to where you can't see those right. negative things. Mm-hmm. And you can't let that bring you down when you're supposed to be lifting yourself up and other people around you, people on your team, lifting them up daily. That's what we've learned in this business, is to just stay positive and trust the journey, trust the process. And if you have those negative people, they'll bring you down in a heartbeat. So yeah, this was really good. I am proud of all of y'all. Some awesome tips were shared, and y'all just remember that, like I said earlier, stay on the path, stay on the journey. Do not move one way or the other. Just, whatever you're going through right now, whether it's a harvesting season, whether it's you're planting seeds, whatever it is, just keep on the track and don't waver in your faith. Stay doing self-development. Keep that mind strong, and you will not falter. God will not let you falter if you are putting positive things in your mind and getting the naysayers and the negative thoughts out. So that's all I've got. I hope you guys learned a lot, because there was a lot of good stuff. But it was recorded, so we will put up the recording later. And we love you, and we will talk to you later.